Welcome to the eXperiment podcast, where we talk about life and business and how they daily intersect. I'm your host, Laura Dowdy. Let's get to some real talk. Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. Welcome back. Well, actually, I should say welcome back to me, right? It has been a full month since I've recorded a podcast. And yesterday I did my first kind of welcome back $1 Million Monday real estate market update, as well as podcast. And I also talked about why I took the last month off. And that is because of this guy right here. He passed away a month ago. We actually lost Stella 2 years ago. So I am now adopted dog-less. So I am going to adopt another dog, as I said yesterday, in the new year. We're just going to let 2020 do its thing, and I will find a new dog in 2021. But today's podcast is specifically for those of you, as my post today talks about on Instagram, and if you're not following me there, at Laura Dowdy _LE for Live Excellence, please be sure to do that. But today we're talking about how we have all been working tirelessly, and yet, you know, some of you may not have your plan for 2021, or maybe you have a plan, and as I say in my post, it's more like a postulated plan, not an actual, like, you're gonna act on plan. So we have put together what I call my Elevate program that is available for those of you that need a cheerleader and an accountability coach. So it's 2-in-1. You'll make sure to celebrate your wins, but when you're not keeping up with what you said you would do, we will have a little chitty chat about that. But I want to get into the facts so that you guys get, clearly we all know how rough 2020 was. But in my mind, there have been a lot of gifts as well through 2020. And, you know, coming up on 4.5 years ago, I signed up for my own personal health with Isagenix, and it's changed my life. And through my Elevate program and any of my coaching, I always talk about the fact that if you are a entrepreneur, a CEO of a company, and you don't have your health as being a top priority, then your business probably, let's just put it real, sucks. So, or it's just kind of creeping along. So the two absolutely wholeheartedly go hand in hand. And 2020 absolutely taught us that it is vitally important for us to take care of our health. With that said, if you need help with that, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Everybody always has a New Year's goal to lose weight. You know, it's like one of the top resolutions, which I don't do, for, you know, the beginning of every year. And if you haven't done it in the past, you definitely need to start doing it now, because 2020 has taught us, like I said, that your health is massively important. But as an entrepreneur, I want to give you some facts and data and stats, because sometimes we feel alone. Sometimes we feel like we're a little bit cuckoo crazy. And you know what? The truth is we kind of have to be in order to do this job. But here are some statistics. Again, pulling from these statistics are all coming from HubSpot. Thank you. They just recently, not too long ago, put out some statistics on their blog. And I just wanted to share some with you. I think it's really interesting that when they surveyed entrepreneurs, they came back that 69% of the respondents to their survey expected to expand their business in 2020. Can you imagine? Almost 70% of the 33.7 million businesses that are out there, 70% of those had planned to expand in 2020. I mean, what do you do with that plan, right? So for me, what we do with Elevate is we do quarterly plans. So for anybody that was working with me, while yes, March, I think it was 13th. Yes, I think it was March 13th. Friday, March 3rd. I think it was Friday. Anyway, let's not go back there. That day was the day that we found out like everything was going to be closed down. And all of my clients, including myself, were like, okay, well, what do you do now? And literally, I had to reach out to some of my clients and say, hey, get out of your pajamas and let's get to work. So, and that was because the reason we were able to be so agile was because we had quarterly goals set up. And when you break down your goals into quarterly goals, it makes it so much easier to shift and maneuver and readjust accordingly. And again, nobody saw what was coming, especially in the real estate world. We really, truly recreated ourselves. And one of the things that I want to emphasize, and you'll see, because today is the second day of the 12 doors until 2021. Whoop, whoop. So that's what we're doing. You will hear from me and or see from me, because this is the new mechanism that I'm going to be using for my podcast moving forward, just stepping it up after taking a month off. But because we had recreated ourselves basically as a whole industry, everything is new. The playing field is pretty much even for everybody, regardless of the experience you have. I have brand new agents that have come into this market, never done an open house before. And there are veteran agents that have been in the industry forever and never not had an open house as a pipeline of clients to deal with. So both new and veteran agent both had to come in and really deal with what is the present, the now, how to deal with what that is. And the one thing that I have learned through 2020 is that no matter what tech you use, again, you're listening to someone who, you're not talking to me because this is one way right now, but feel free to reach out anytime. But I have been in the industry since 1997, and that was right when Realtor.com, the website, was created. I'm 54, y'all. You know, I'm not that old, but I am old enough, wise enough, experienced enough to have remembered what it was like before all of this happened, before the 2008, 2009 crash, when everybody only learned how to do real estate through buying Zillow leads, etc. So working with us at Elevate, you will find out how to do real estate no matter what the market is. And real estate, unbeknownst to a lot of the tech people that are getting into this business who know nothing about real estate but just think they can throw money at it, real estate is a relationship business and will always be. People to people, human to human. I don't care what app you have on your phone, it is not going to do anything when it comes to human contact. Can it make the systems more efficient? Can it make the process go a little bit faster, a little bit smoother? Maybe, possibly, yes. Bottom line, none of that really matters when it comes to being a human being, working with another human being. So let me get to the stats, because again, like I said, 33.7 million small businesses in the United States as of this year. Those small businesses employed 60.6 million people. So if you're wondering why there's so much unemployment right now, there you go. I think it's interesting. Here's a really great stat. 45.5% of Americans think that starting a business is easy. And, you know, I want to tap into that because I grew up with both my parents being entrepreneurs, and my dad owned 5 businesses. I saw the struggle, the peaks and the valleys that both my parents went through in owning their own businesses. And as a real estate agent, it is partly why I created my Elevate program and why I do coaching and why I became a broker, honestly, is because there are 2 many real estate agents out there that do not grasp the fact that they are an independent contractor. Yes, in every state in the United States, you have to, as a salesperson, licensed salesperson, you have to have your license hung with a broker. And there's a false sense of safety, I guess, or lack of need to create your own business because the real estate industry has that structure. And the truth is that that couldn't be farther from the truth. As a real estate agent, Joe Smith is running his own company. You have to have systems in place, like, standard operating procedures. You need to have A to Z plans of how you're going to do a listing, and then how you get paid. Are you getting paid as a sole proprietor? Are you getting paid as an LLC, as an S Corp? Do you understand the difference in those? Do you understand the advantages of each one of those? All of those things come into play as a real estate agent, and very few brokerages actually have those levels of conversation. And let's go back to what I said before. This business always has been a relationship business. So the client, while they may appreciate your big box broker because you feel comfortable being with that broker, they may appreciate the brand, but they're signing up with you, the agent. So it's really, really important for whether you are running a small business or a real estate agent as the independent contractor, that you understand that relationship and how to separate yourself. Or, you know what, forget separating yourself. You don't have to separate yourself because you are you. Just do you and be clear about who you are, and that is what will set you apart from everybody else. There is some positive light at the end of this tunnel of 2020, and today's door that we're opening is to open and shed some light. So we're 11 days away from 2021, and today's door is all about setting yourself up for success as an entrepreneur, no matter what your playing field is. And what I like about these HubSpot statistics is that 1/3 of the small businesses feel very confident that they will recover from COVID-19, the economic downturn, and all the impact that this pandemic has had on our society. And 82% of the businesses had to, of course, make workplace changes in response to COVID-19. So half of those 33.7 small businesses are home-based businesses. So again, I said at the beginning, I 4.5 years ago became a part of Isagenix. That is considered a home-based business. And interestingly, I started a position with a virtual company prior to the pandemic. So I mentally, physically, even emotionally was prepared for working at home. And in the process of, from especially a real estate perspective, what I realized is how many agents get fed, and I want to say, like, spiritually and emotionally, by being in the office. And because of this, I think we've all had to do a check, a true reality check of how valuable, and quite honestly, the truth is, how vital is it for us as agents to be in that office? How productive is that time? 100% believe in the social aspect of it because we are human beings, but I do think that we have all found value in being more efficient from working from home. And yes, we will all be massively excited when those doors bust open and we're able to do open houses again, able to do brokers opens again and actually preview property and get to understand the inventory outside of, two-dimensional photographs. So anyway, I really want to encourage all of you that have made it to here, and even if you're still hanging on by your fingernails, I have been there, didn't have to have anything to do with COVID. That's just the nature of a small business and being an entrepreneur. If you don't want any personal growth, do not become an entrepreneur, because every piece and fiber of your existence will be stretched by becoming an entrepreneur. So if you are in need of finding help, assistance, etc., when it comes to finding a path, creating a roadmap for 2021 that is easily adjustable and maneuverable based on, quite honestly, let's be massively positive and project that you are slammed with business in 2021, and that you, of course, may have projected something a little bit different. So you've got to adjust staff, you've got to adjust inventory, all of those things. So if you need help with that, here's what I would love for you to do, is if you would go to my Instagram, and you will find in there you go, you can see in the bio there is my link to get to the Elevate program. Easiest way to go is lauradowdy.com/link in bio, and it's the first one at the top, and it's asking you if you want to elevate your business. You'll find all the information there. I would love to be a resource for you. I would love to be a cheerleader for you, and when you need to be accountable, then I'm happy to help you with that as well. Thank y'all for joining me today. I am so grateful for your time, and we will be knocking on the 11 doors to 2021 tomorrow, where we'll be talking about slowing down. So blessings to you and your family. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. See you tomorrow. Thanks so much for listening to today's episode of the Experiment podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. And as always, follow me on Instagram at LauraDowdy_LE for live excellence. Go make a difference, y'all. The world needs you.